Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Najwa Husseini with Azadi News. Burma finds troops guilty in Rohingya atrocities court-martial. Conditions of Rohingya return has not improved, says UN. Australia urged to help Rohingya refugees in limbo. Three Burmese military officers have been found guilty by a court-martial investigating atrocities against the Rohingya in conflict-ridden Arakan state, the army announced. The rare action against members of the military on Tuesday comes as Burma faces charges of genocide at the UN's top court over a brutal 2017 crackdown against the Rohingya. Some 750,000 mostly Muslim Rohingya fled to neighboring Bangladesh during the crackdown, carrying with them accounts of widespread murder, rape, and arson. Rights groups accused security forces of committing atrocities in various villages, including Gudape, where they alleged at least 5 shallow mass graves had been found. After initially denying the allegations, the military started court-martial proceedings in September last year, admitting there had been weakness in following instructions in the village. The Commander-in-Chief's office announced on Tuesday that the court-martial had confirmed the guilty verdict and sentenced 3 officers. No details were provided on the perpetrators, their crimes, or sentences. The UN Human Rights Chief on Tuesday expressed regret that the human rights situation for the Rohingya had not improved and that conditions for their safe, dignified and sustainable return to Burma were still not in place. Michelle Bachelet, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, was speaking at the 44th session of the Human Rights Council on the human rights situation of the persecuted Rohingya minority. Regrettably, I must once again report that the human rights situation for Rohingyas in Rakhine State has not improved and that conditions for their safe, dignified and sustainable return from Bangladesh are still not in place, she said. Bachelet said restrictions on humanitarian access and freedom of movement linked to the novel coronavirus pandemic had further worsened this situation. She said that in Arakan and Chin states, the civilian population, including several minority communities, continued to bear the brunt of an intensifying armed conflict between the Burmese military and the Arakan army insurgent group. She said that at the weekend, the Burmese military launched a so-called clearance operation in the Chokte area of Rathidong Township in Arakan. Australia and Indonesia have been urged to lead a push to avoid a humanitarian crisis after almost 100 Rohingya refugees were rescued when their boat broke down. The refugees, who are part of Burma's persecuted Rohingya ethnic minority, were rescued by local fishermen off Indonesia's Aceh province after the boat appeared to be sinking last week. Indonesia's Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi said the 94 people comprising 49 women, 15 men, 10 boys, and 20 girls were victims of people smugglers. Last month, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees was urging Australia and Indonesia as co-chairs of an anti-people smuggling forum known as the Bali Process to activate high-level discussions between members to avoid a repeat of a 2015 disaster in which hundreds of asylum seekers died in the Andaman Sea. But Amnesty Australia's refugee coordinator Graham Thom said Indonesia and Australia, as co-chairs of the Bali Process, needed to step up and do more to manage the flow of Rohingyas fleeing persecution in Burma's Arakan state. Leaders of the ASEAN member states met virtually on Friday. The humanitarian crisis of stranded Rohingya refugees was expected to be a topic of conversation. This is today's news. To get more updates about Rohingya, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Visit our website azadinews.org and follow our social media accounts. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.